Hey, thanks. Thanks for having me here this morning. It's sort of taking me back to my uni days already. I've heard the word disseminate and module this morning, and I am having a small anxiety attack as we speak, and I will have to have an extension of some kind, just on life. Yeah, how many uni students does it take to change a light bulb? When's it due in? 3 uni students walk into a bar, discuss. Yeah, and the last ticket on the whoop whoop laughs train to Comediesville, knock knock. Who's there? You hexed it. Great. If you found that funny, we're going to be great friends. If you didn't find that so funny, you may have to leave immediately. I haven't seen this many academics in one room since my last gig, actually. I started a band in Canberra, sort of matching educational policy to the songs of AC/DC. I don't know if you guys heard of us, Academia. It was sort of well known for a while. We had some hits. It's a long way to the office if you want to re-enroll. You took me all night long. Ode to my media ethics essay. Information superhighway to hell. Yeah, we get the idea. So I'm originally from Tasmania, but I did university in Canberra. And there's a saying, you can take the man out of Tasmania, and then it's just Tasia. But you know, I grew up in Burnie, sort of a small town, and when I got to Canberra, you know, when you're from Tasmania, Canberra is sort of like New York with roundabouts. And I remember my first day, I did professional writing. I think I had journalism was my first lecture, and it was just this pretty surly lecturer just kind of screaming at us about the importance of deadlines. And you know, if you hand that assignment in 5 minutes late, it doesn't matter, instant fail. No excuses. You know, we tend to get a lot of dead grandmothers around exam time. It was her exact quote on our first day of university. So I'm just sitting there with this image of just these nans, just piled up, you know, just cardigans and glasses askew. This unnecessary slaughter, you know. And I suppose if you look at journalistic, you know, grammar and the safety of grandparents, there is a connection there, because if you take the sentence, let's eat nan, for example, and you put the comma in the correct place, the sentence is, let's eat, nan. You know, if you ignore that bit of grammar, the sentence just becomes, let's eat nan. Oh no, I've eaten my grandma. Oh. Bad grammar is bad for grandma. Yeah, it's an illness. Bear with me. So as far as my actual degree went, you know, the core creative components were great. It made me write. That's pretty much why I was there, I think. We were told how to pursue work as a freelance writer, but I don't know. Looking back in retrospect, having tried to make a career out of this, I kind of find it bemusing that in 3 years no one told us like how to write an invoice or how to fill out a tax statement, or the fact that you're sort of running your own small business. Yet they certainly found time for exciting subjects like culture, identity and post-coloniality. It's like, oh, please, can I sign up for that one? In media studies, we watched Roadrunner for its narrative structure. You know, they say it's best not to overanalyze things. So given my epic 9 contact hours a week, I guess I basically assigned myself my own side degree, cutting my teeth on a Spatula of Arts in the School of Soft Knocks. I joined the Theatre Society. I starred in Psycho Beach Party, where I was told I'd have to pash another boy on stage. And I was like, yeah, all right. Now it's starting to feel like uni, okay? I wrote for the uni magazine Curio, mostly so I could scam free CDs. do an interview with Powderfinger that I still need to type up. Is that too late? I can get it in. I started my own band, the Harmonica Lewinsky's. Yeah, people had heard of us but never seen us. So between the shy retiring Asian students and the sports science hoons blaring Shania Twain, I sort of had room to swing my freelance sword and develop a sense of innovation, arguably the most important attribute to an artistic career. Even if I couldn't write an invoice, I guess that's okay. And I graduated, and I guess I found the BA sort of stood for bar attendant, and I got a job as a bar attendant. And as far as how I became an artist, I sort of had to make it up as I went. And a lot of that, what I learnt, I put into my book, Fun Employed, Life as an Artist in Australia, which I'll probably be flogging at the end of this talk. So, I don't know, at our best, or perhaps we'll go to the next slide if we may. There's a little... I know how much you like Venn diagrams around here, so... There's a complex mathematical equation. At best, our universities are finishing schools for our souls, shaping skill sets, ideologies, and fostering the kind of intelligence that you want leaked all over this wide brown country of ours. I should have thought about my metaphors. At their worst, universities are an expensive daycare centre for trainee alcoholics. With respect. One big snooze button for adulthood. As a student, I sometimes felt maybe I was too naive to learn, while my lecturers were too jaded to teach. In the words of Captain Picard, however, there is a way to engage. They say the average Gen Z student will have 15 jobs in their lifetime. Yeah, I read The Age the other day. Perhaps course outlines and the way we package university degrees should take this into account. And I'd just like to propose the patented Justin Heazlewood variety pack approach to education. Just hear me out here. I think perhaps we could have a variety pack degree that students could sign on for and maybe trial a few different jobs just to see, you know, where they're at. So maybe cornflakes could be law. Cocoa Pops would be arts, I'd imagine. Sustain would be business. Yeah, you've got to sustain yourself in life, Justin. You know, you've got to be able to afford a house. Special K, that'd probably be medicine, I guess. Maybe women's medicine. Medicine for women. So, yes. Just go on to the next graphic here, how an artist spends their time. I've become a professional artist. Just take some time looking at that pie. A lot of thinking, a lot of worrying, not a lot of maths. Some bitching. We are living in a very hyper-competitive world. Networking, not working. It's all there. Straight to the Twitter feed for that one. Students have to face a complex and uncertain future, yes. Uncertain whether they'll end up as primary or high school teachers. Thought that'd get more of a laugh, but that's cool. A little bit close to the bone. Complex. It is a complex world, isn't it? No doubt. It's complex in the way that, say, I don't know, World War I and World War II, there were like literal minefields for people to wade through. Today, students are faced with metaphorical minefields. Oh, man. You know, like, take the situation of 30 philosophy graduates all going for the same advertising job. Oh, what a minefield. Or the irony of being a qualified engineer from Sudan with a career driving one. Cool. All right, well, I'm out, I think. Despite the desperate pleas of my family and Centrelink to simmer down and get a nice office job for the love of God, Justin, I've established a career as a, writer / comedian / wrists. 14 years and counting, my credit card debt. Last year I released my book Fun Employed, and it was my own personal PhD crash course self-help tell-all. You're not alone was the take-home message. The arts are a satellite industry and we are all but orbiting the same sun. If I knew at uni what I know now, I'd be one of those creepy mature age students. Constantly putting their hand up and asking questions. And no one likes them. Uni for me was about time richness. It was about experimentation, you know, having the space to fail. And sometimes not knowing what you're doing is the best way to learn. Thank you for having me here. I'd like to leave you with a video that I made called I Don't Know What I'm Doing With My Life. It's about not knowing what I'm doing with my life. Please enjoy that.
I don't know what I'm doing with my life, or maybe I do have a rough idea, or at least I used to, yeah, but now it's gone away. They say you shouldn't worry too much or overthink things, oops, too late, I just did. I don't know what I'm doing with my life, I'm just trying to be the best person I can be and create some art that people like and maybe change them a little bit and improve the world in a small way. Can you really do that with a rambling folk song? Please fill out my questionnaire. I don't know what I'm doing with my life, not that anyone else does either really. We're all struggling in our own way, looks can be deceiving. Remembering this fact creates empathy, we're all in this together. Having said that, can I borrow money? I don't know what I'm doing with my life, oh for God's sake snap out of it Justin, you're doing fine. Who said that? It's me, I mean you, I'm your conscience. Well I appreciate the gesture, but I don't need hearing voices thrown into the mix. I don't know what I'm doing with my life, obviously I've made it this far and I have something of a name for myself and I know that I'm talented and this is what I want to do, but at this point I'm so far in debt I don't need a record company, seriously can I borrow money? I don't know what I'm doing with my life, I don't know what I'm doing with this song, I hope I haven't ripped the chords off, it sounds kind of familiar. Maybe it's Pachelbel's canon, hasn't that guy been dead for years, is there a lawyer in the house? I do know what I'm doing with my life. Sorry, that was just a typo, Control Z. I really don't know. Like my nan said, you've chosen a very hard path in life. And there's always someone worse off than you, and that person is me in 10 years. I don't know what I'm doing with my life, but obviously the fact I've said all this shows that it is something that I really care about. Confusion gets a bad rap, but it just means you're considering all the options, and surely that comes from a place of love for yourself.